Amy, and I am here to do a special, it's not really unboxing, I guess it's a reveal of the bag that I chose. Surprisingly, no one gets it right, I think. But some of you have suggested this bag to me in the past. It comes in this black dust bag. To reveal, ta-da! This is my brand new to me jumbo flap, but this is the single flap. As you can see, there's no secondary flap that comes down. Oh, this felt is actually didn't come with the purchase. I had this felt from my last purchase in really good condition from the 2009 collection. It is a 13 series in caviar black leather and silver hardware. The reason why I can tell it was in great condition is because the pleat here on both sides are still more or less structured, and you know, they didn't puff out, so I know that the original owner took, you know, good enough care of it. It does kind of have some sort of smell. It's not really leather smell in my opinion. It almost feels like it's baby white but mixed with like a bit of smoky smell. I'm not sure why. And I do see a few sort of like mini scuffs on the leather, but it's very tiny and I don't even know if the seller noticed it. By the way, I did buy this from the Facebook group, the Chanel's Facebook group, which I highly recommend. The seller is Momokou Lux, I think. So hi Momo, and I highly recommend her if you guys want to buy a Chanel bag. She is very friendly and very communicative and just very professional. So here's another little scuff here. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of like a scratch. These are tiny things that I noticed on the bag when I got it. Obviously, when Momo advertised this bag, she didn't specifically said that there was these two scuffs there. She just said that it was in excellent condition and to not expect it to be brand new, which I completely understand. Like I do accept these kinds of scuffs there because I think sometimes it's just inevitable that you bang into stuff. In fact, I was using this bag when I was shopping at Hermes, and I totally didn't know what happened, but I totally slipped off my shoulder and it banged on the table, and I was like, oh my goodness. But nothing happened to it actually. All the corners are in very good condition as well, which was something that I was definitely looking for. So here's the bottom, the side, the other side, the back. Very big pocket. It's semi stretched out, I would say, and compared to the brand new ones that I've been looking at the store, it's definitely a lot softer. So here's the front. Like, what I mean by softer is like when I press it, you can tell it has a give, right? And the bottom too. I'm not gonna press it too much. And of course, people say that the single flap is less structured than the double flap, which is probably true, but also keep in mind that my bag is from the 2009 collection, so it is almost 7 years old. It's pretty nice, even the flap. It doesn't have too much creasing. Bit of a creasing on the very bottom of the leather. I think that's from the seam here. And as you can see inside, there's the serial number. I noticed if you guys ever are in the hunt for a single flap, is that some single flaps actually have the underside of this term knob go through the bag, but mine is actually covered by the lining. So basically the hardware is not exposed on mine because the layer of leather inside the lining is actually covering it, which I was actually a bit worried at first. I thought that, you know, maybe it was not normal, or that it wasn't genuine or whatever, but of course it was genuine, and I did get it authenticated by Sabina here on YouTube. She was very lovely and she helped me authenticate it. And also the seller Momo, she actually had a certificate of authentication as well, which was authenticated by Eaton's seller. She went back and asked them, how come mine is like this and some others, you know, have the hardware inside exposed? And they just, I guess Chanel just makes both versions back then, and it's completely normal. So there's a little bit of creasing here where the bag, the flap opens, but not too much. So I can tell that it was really well taken care of. The other thing that I noticed is perhaps the stitching here was, I think it had been repaired or something. I'm not exactly sure, but all in all, I'm very happy with this bag. And all in all, the leather is still in really good condition for its age. And given that I would have paid almost $8,000 for this bag in Canada, brand new, I was happy to be able to just get this and pay a fraction of the cost. The market price for a single jumbo right now, of course pre-love, because they don't make them anymore, is, I've noticed that it's anywhere between 3,000 US to 4,000 US, so depending on the condition. And of course they sell them at Yogi's Closet and at Fashion File as well. Fashion File's prices tend to be a little higher. Momo is actually the one that uses the lock mechanism. When she sells her bag, she attaches a lock to the chain, and if you decide to keep the bag, then she will release the password for you. If you decide to not keep it, then you can return it. However, there is a restocking fee, so just keep that in mind. I made sure that I picked one that was in good enough condition that I knew that I wouldn't mind keeping, just because normally I prefer buying retail, because I do prefer brand new bags, as I am generally a person that's really careful with my bags. Even with my oldest bag, which is my Alma PM, it's still in basically brand new condition. So that's how I like to keep my bags, and that's the reason why I prefer getting one that is in near perfect condition. Now, the reason why I went with a jumbo, and a lot of you might wonder like, oh my goodness, it's such a big bag, why did you choose it? It must be heavy. Actually, with the single flap, it's actually a lot lighter. In my research, I found that the single jumbo flap is actually a little bit lighter than the double flap medium large. Of course, I don't have the medium large double flap to compare at the moment, but I can tell you, after using this bag for a couple weeks now, not every day, but I did carry it for a few days. And normally if a bag bothers me, I would notice it right away, but this bag just did not bother me at all. In fact, I wouldn't say that it's lightweight, but after putting everything that I need to put inside, by the way, it's super spacious. The single flap is just perfect for, I'm just so glad that I sold my boy, because I know that with having to play Tetris with the boy and not having to do that with this one, I knew that I made the right decision. But anyway, going back to the weight and how comfortable this bag is, it actually is super comfortable, because even though the chain is kind of, it's still quite heavy and all, it really, once it's on your shoulder, because it is still thicker, and once you kind of lay both chains together, the weight is well distributed, and it actually didn't bother me. And the fact that it is, to begin with, a lighter bag compared to the double flap in the same size, I don't know, it's just the perfect bag for me. And I totally understand why all the other YouTubers who have the single flap in the jumbo size rave about it. I just am completely happy with my purchase. And the fact that it is used, you know, I can't really change that since Chanel doesn't make the single flap anymore. But the fact that it is used, it is a little bit more squishy. The leather gives a little bit, so it's actually a little bit easier for me to use as well. Some of you have also guessed that I would have gone with the reissue, which I was really contemplating on getting a reissue as well. But I remember with the reissue, there was one thing that bothered me in that bag. Not the double flap actually, but the twist lock. The twist lock on the so the Mademoiselle lock where it's the square turn lock, it was actually a lot harder to close. I mean, it's not super hard, but it was just, you had to actually aim and perfectly align the squares together, whereas with this turn lock, it's actually a lot easier because it's rounded. All you need to do, even if you're like not looking, you just have to sort of feel it and it easily slides in. It's just such a better turn lock mechanism for practical reasons. Super spacious, as you can see, and it's not even full. There's actually lots of space on the top. I have my sunglasses on top. I have my mini pochette, my Emily wallet, and my phone. I can put it upright. I didn't have to play Tetris with this bag, which I really love. Down inside here, I have my flat card case. It's just a perfect place to put receipts and flat things here. I didn't ever use the zip pocket here, but I imagine if I was traveling with it, I can hide cash in there. And then I have my Gucci card case, which is quite big. My little pouch here, and my 6 keys. For reference, I am 5'4". I find that with this bag, obviously you know that it can look dressy, but with the jumbo, I love the fact that it can be sort of very casual as well. I don't know, it's just so easy and it's just so comfortable. I think it looks great, and I couldn't be happier if I just wore a casual tank top. By the way, the moment you wear it on the single chain, it does become uncomfortable because all the weight is, you know, on that one chain and you have to carry all that weight on you. So yeah, definitely single chain does not work on me. Hope you guys enjoyed my reveal and first impression of this bag. So far so good. I'm really happy with this one. I don't see myself selling it ever because it was so hard to just track one for myself. For those of you who are thinking of buying a Chanel flap bag but just couldn't decide on the size and also like price wise, I think the pre-loved market is great. If you are like me and you basically had the exact same reasons as me as to why maybe like a Chanel boy might not work for you, I think the classic flap but the single flap would be a perfect option for you. I think my decision to pick the single flap jumbo flap was the best one because it totally works for me. I think even if I went with the reissue, I might find the double flap a little bit cumbersome, just because with this one it's just so easy. You just open it up and then you see everything at a glance. And also I think the turn lock on the Mademoiselle lock is gonna be annoying for me. Hope you guys are having a great week and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye! A beautiful brooch. It has quite a bit of weight on it. I know that some people on YouTube have reviewed the other CC one that I like.